Omar Ahmed, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're in Newcastle, a couple of days away from fight night, joined by Kieron Conway. All good?
Very good. Always good.
Good to hear, mate. Your career, you were under the radar a bit for a long time, and then you in high-profile fights. Obviously, you went into the Ultimate Boxer, which didn't go your way. I think it was Derek Asazi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Loss came up against, who went on to win the tournament. Just talk me through taking that first loss. How were you after that? Did that affect you a lot?
In the moment, it affects me quite a lot because I didn't expect to lose, and to be fair, that's probably why I did lose. I went into that tournament very, very relaxed, too relaxed. I remember walking to the ring in that fight, thinking to myself, "Hang on, I need to get up for this. I'm not like feeling anything at the minute." And I just couldn't. I couldn't get myself up. I didn't adjust to the format very well. Of the boxing and then resting and then boxing. Couldn't get myself back up for it. But then probably the same night or the next day, it really hit me, and I realised that it was probably a blessing in disguise. I needed it. I needed that loss to push me on a little bit. I'm always dedicated. I always train hard anyway, but it gave me that little kick that I needed, and that loss changed my mentality a lot. Just like little tiny things, not even like big things that I could point out. It's just little tiny things. They all just add up to the bigger picture, and that's what it gave me the kick that I needed.
Okay.
So at the time I didn't enjoy it, but I needed it, and I appreciate the loss now.
Then moving on, a controversial fight a few months down the line with Ted at your call. A good fight to watch, and many people thought you did nick the fight, and you weren't with Matchroom then. Obviously, you signed after, so that says a lot. But yeah, it was given a draw. How many times have you watched it back, and how many times did you score it to yourself, Kieron?
I've only watched it about 3. I know a few other people in my team watched about 11, I think they said. And
could you see any argument for a draw for Ted, or not really?
I can see the argument for it. I do still think that I won. I tried to be as unbiased as possible. I tried to blank out that's even me on that screen, and I still do think I won that fight, but only just. And going into the champion's back garden as such, whilst he's the champion, he's the name. I've got to go there and take that from him, not just do enough. And so I'm not going to dwell on that. And at all, because it's fair. Going into his backyard, I've got to take it and rip it from him. And at that sort of notice I had, I probably weren't as ready as I should be for it. I also done both my hands before that fight, sparring with Fowler, and I literally didn't have any sparring whatsoever for it for weeks.
You injured both your hands?
Always do.
Really?
I have to properly be careful with my hands and stuff. So I didn't really have a great prep, but the couple of weeks of other stuff that we did was good. And it got me up to a decent level of fitness and decent level to be competitive. And I thought I won, but we got the draw. So enough to 6 to 8 weeks, and I'll take that again any time, as long as I've got 6 to 8 weeks. And same with anyone in the top 10 in Britain. 6 to 8 weeks and we'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, in a funny way, I guess if he loses this Saturday night against Fitzgerald, it might be a bit easier to make, because if he beats Fitzgerald, who's considered domestically the top dog in your division, then he's probably looking to push on. Mm-hmm. So maybe you kind of want Ted to lose that, so it makes the rematch a little bit easier. Is that fair, Kieron?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm not chasing a rematch. I would like the title. I'd box any of them, like I said, with the right notice. Doesn't matter to me. Box all of them in a row if we have to. If it's part of the journey and the plan that Matchroom have for me, then so be it. But I'm not going to go out there shouting I want Ted Cheeseman and stuff like that, because I'll box whoever it is that they put in front of me. But yeah, it would be nice to have the rematch. I'd love it. I'd love it as my next fight, or the one after, or whatever. It'd be good, but when it comes, it comes.
As I said, you weren't with Matchroom when you boxed Ted at your call, but you are now with Matchroom. Just talk me through the deal, how that came about. Was a large part to do with your performance on that night?
I guess so. I kind of half expected it, but it won a couple of weeks, and I thought, oh, they're not going to come. They're not coming. And then they came, and it was where I wanted to be all along anyway. So there was other opportunities out there from the start where we could have been going down different paths, and people were trying to push me down different paths and stuff. But always wanted to go with Eddie Hearn and the Matchroom route. I always think it's the best place, best way to go. So I waited for that opportunity, and I worked at it, and it came, and we took it.
Have you had much discussion with Eddie since signing?
No.
He's always in America now.
Yeah. No,
or he's on Twitter as no context Hearn.
Exactly, yeah. That's the only time I've seen him, I think.
What do you make of that whole account? I mean, it's making him popular, to be fair.
Yeah, it's wicked. It is making him popular, to be fair, and I think it's funny. I really do like that page. I think it's hilarious.
That's quite funny, you saying that's the only time you see Eddie is on no context Hearn. That's your promoter.
I know. I don't ever see him. I don't ever see him.
Pretty generic question. Saturday night. Do you know much about your opposition, Kieron?
No, I never do. But I always, I think I say this every time someone asks me in front of the camera or anything. I forget to look because I'm so focused on doing something what I'm doing, and I honestly just get lost. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, hang on, I'm at the weigh-in tomorrow, so that means I'm about to box him in 2 days. And it always ends up like this. I don't think I've seen about 30 seconds of him, and yeah, if that, I've watched 30 seconds of him. I guess my team would have watched plenty of him, but I always forget to. So I don't know anything. I know that he's got a record of 9-1. He's based or from Reading, and that's about it.
Okay. Not too much to go from then.
No.
But as I said, you're expected to come through this Saturday night, and then I'm sure there's a big fights. Now you are with Matchroom, it will put you in a great position for the likes of Scott, Anthony Fowler, and that rematch we mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all good for you, Kieron.
Yeah, hopefully them fights come along soon. I should be out, as long as everything goes to plan here, should be out again December. So we'll see who's about.
All right, Kieron, good man. Thanks for your time. Anything you want to add? Like, I can see a few of your sponsors on you, so
yeah,
I want to shout them out.
We'll just get them out there. S&D Paving, they've been there from the start. They're so valuable. They're invaluable to me.
What's that one above? I think we know that one.
Yeah, that's Matchroom. Matchroom boxing.
Yeah.
CBD oil.
So he's another 154-pounder who's screaming about CBD. Anthony Fowler just goes on about, I've got to try it because.
Do you not got some?
No. But I initially thought it was just for fighters, but it's not, is it? It's just for anyone. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone takes. I think my dad's using it for stress. I think the stress is it all himself.
Well, anxiety. Apparently, it helps with anxiety, doesn't it? Yeah.
But yeah, it's great stuff. I rub it on my hands and stuff after training, like the balms and stuff. But yeah, I've got a bunch of them on bunch of sponsors on my back.
Yeah, we've got Jimmy's Sports Bar.
They're the local sports bar.
Pound for Pound Boxing.
Yeah, boxing equipment.
Tasty.
Yeah, meal preps.
Yeah.
The Barber, Ace of Fades, Northampton Stonemasons.
Prestige Vehicles.
Yeah, Nuovo Prestige Vehicles to sort me out a car.
And the main one at the top,
MTK Global.
Yeah. Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for your time, Kieron.
No
we'll
problem.
grab a word, I'm sure, after your win on Saturday.
Yes.
Good
awesome.
man.
Thank you very much.